The very name Liberia comes from liberty. It is the only African country founded by freed American slaves and American immigrants, and it is also the oldest republic in Africa, the second oldest established by people of color in the world after Haiti. It is home to one of the largest tropical rainforest ecosystems in West Africa, receiving up to 200 inches of rainfall per year. That's why the country is home to the pygmy hippopotamus, a species found hardly anywhere else on Earth. This country, roughly the size of Tennessee, is home to 5.5 million people and more than 16 ethnic groups. The flag of Liberia also bears resemblance to the American flag, featuring 11 red and white horizontal stripes and a single white star on a blue field. It's a tribute to the American dream they carried with them. Most Liberians speak English. They are part of more than 40 countries around the world where over half the population speaks English without being part of the United Kingdom. Liberia continues to be one of the countries with the youngest median age populations in the world. Every year on July 26th, the date marks the year 1847, when Liberia became Africa's first republic. Streets flutter with red and white striped flags. The air is alive with the pulse of drums and the beat of Afro-fusion music that rolls through the city like a second heartbeat. Women wrap themselves in vibrant silk dresses. Men walk tall in traditional attire, proud and effortless, blending into parades that dance their way through the capital streets. You smell the food. Smoky grilled chicken, spicy jollof rice rich with tomatoes and pepper, and crab caught fresh from the Atlantic. And then came the speeches. When night falls, lanterns light the roads, music swells, and fireworks, casting a glow over a nation built from courage. In the Poro and Nandi Mask Festival, it's tied to secret societies that guide young people into adulthood and honor generations long gone. When Michael Jackson released his track Liberian Girl, he was shining a spotlight on something few in the world had ever seen. Liberian women have sun-kissed skin glowing in the tropical heat, curls and braids sculpted like living artwork. But beyond the beauty, there's power. They raise families, run markets, and anchor traditions passed down through generations. Take Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. In 2006, she became Africa's first female president. Then there's Lima Gbowe. When her country was torn by civil war, she rallied thousands of women into a peace movement, and she walked away with the Nobel Peace Prize in 2011. Are you intrigued and want to learn more about the women of Liberia? If so, comment yes, and we'll share more about them. When it comes to cuisine, rice is the staple food in the Liberian diet, and 99% of Liberians eat rice at least once a day. If a Liberian hasn't eaten rice, they'll say they haven't eaten at all that day, even if they had bread, fruit, or even spaghetti. At the heart of the table is jollof rice, spicy and deep red from fresh tomatoes and hot peppers, packed with tender meats or grilled seafood. Next comes cassava, mashed into soft, stretchy fufu. It's perfect for scooping up a bowl of golden, rich palm butter soup, buttery, bold, and packed with fiery flavors. Liberia satisfies your cravings with lobster, grilled fish, and spicy crab, straight from the Atlantic Ocean to your plate, often for less than a few US. Street vendors set up stalls along dusty roads, serving chili crabs soaked in bright red sauce or handing out fresh, crispy fried potatoes straight from hot oil. Fast, cheap, and unforgettable. And don't forget to grab a cold glass of ginger beer, sharp, tangy, and spicy enough to keep you cool and refreshed. Would you like to try these unique dishes? If yes, drop a 5 in the comments or share the name of the dish you'd love to try the most. In Liberia's capital, one group calls themselves the Pink Panthers. Started in 2015, this all-women motorcycle taxi crew, clad in bold pink jackets and helmets, they ride with a swagger and challenge tradition. In a country where commercial bike taxis are almost entirely run by men, the Pink Panthers showed up and flipped the script. In Monrovia's toughest neighborhoods, they've become known as guardians on two wheels. These women represent what Liberia is learning to embrace: powerful women leading with purpose in spaces once closed off. Whether they're weaving through traffic or shielding passengers from street harassment, they're building trust, one ride at a time. Liberia is full of stunning beauty. But have you ever wondered why, for most people living there, life isn't exactly easy? The answer might surprise you. But before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our most fascinating content. According to the World Bank's 2025 estimates, nearly 4 out of 5 Liberians live below the poverty line. That means living on less than $5.50 per day. The streets, cracked and cratered. Neighborhoods like Claratown and West Point are made from tin sheets, salvaged wood, and tarps tied together with rope. Running water is rare. Sanitation is minimal. And when the sun sets, darkness fills the alleys, lit only by flashlights or flickers from diesel generators. The air smells of smoke, rain, and at times, decay. Yet people still smile. Children chase plastic balls through puddles. Street vendors sell plantain chips by candlelight. Families gather around open fires, cooking with scraps and sharing stories like they're treasures. They've learned how to build shelter from nothing and joy from struggle. Just off Liberia's coast, hidden among mangroves and tidal channels, sits a place that feels untouched by time. Monkey Island. 6 separate islets ruled by around 60 chimpanzees, each with their own rules, leaders, and territories. They're survivors. Most were once part of medical experiments decades ago, abandoned when labs shut down. Today, they live freely, fed and monitored but not tamed. A fully grown chimp can be 3 to 5 times stronger than a human, with intelligence to match. Arrive by boat, and they may greet you with curious stares, vocal calls, or a well-aimed rock. Each island has its own social hierarchy. Alpha males who rule with a mix of muscle and strategy. Below them, lieutenants, enforcers, followers, and challengers waiting for their chance to rise. Some earn rank by bringing food, others by forming alliances. And what makes it even more surreal? You're only a short boat ride from the buzz of Monrovia. One moment you're dodging tuk-tuks, the next you're face-to-face with a wild-eyed alpha chewing sugarcane on his throne of vines. Bika coffee, named after the country itself. It's smoky, bold, and unapologetically intense, brewed the traditional way, over a charcoal stove. There's no espresso machine humming here, just fire, metal kettles, and a deep, almost earthy aroma that clings to the air. Locals turn up the flavor with ginger, cinnamon, or black pepper, giving it a kick that lands somewhere between comforting and confrontational. Some add a splash of condensed milk, softening the punch. It's smooth, sweet, then the spice kicks in. But here's the twist. While this coffee is rooted in Liberia's soil, its biggest fans are actually across the ocean, in Southeast Asia. Places like the Philippines and Malaysia have embraced Bika for its unique flavor profile. Back in Liberia, though, locals often prefer milder blends, making this intense brew a niche choice, even at home. Tucked along the West African coast, this isn't a country shaped by European colonizers. Liberia's story began with a return. Between 1822 and 1861, nearly 15,000 freed Black Americans crossed the Atlantic, looking for something the U.S. never gave them: true freedom. They built homes, schools, and a government. And they named their capital Monrovia, after the U.S. President James Monroe. Today, about 1 million Liberians trace their lineage directly back to those settlers. It's like a lost American cousin living on a different continent. And the U.S. influence didn't stop at history class. Liberia is one of only 3 countries in the world, alongside the United States and Myanmar, that still use miles, gallons, and Fahrenheit. Even the currency feels like home. US dollars are accepted almost everywhere, side by side with Liberian notes. No exchange booths, no conversion apps. Then there's the culture. Basketball, not soccer, wins hearts in the capital. Hip-hop beats bump from car stereos. Fried chicken and collard greens, you'll find them on the same menu as spicy cassava leaf stew. For those who crave the road less traveled, Liberia quietly delivers some of West Africa's most untouched experiences. Start with Robertsport Beach, about a 3-hour drive from Monrovia. Here, golden sand meets turquoise waves. No resorts, no crowds, just surfboards, sea breeze, and a kind of stillness you didn't know you needed. Some call it West Africa's Bali, a paradise without the price tag. Head deep into the forest. Sapo National Park is Liberia's largest protected rainforest. It's wild, raw, unfiltered. There are no paved trails, only narrow footpaths through thick jungle. You'll hear chimp calls echoing, glimpse forest elephants, maybe even a leopard, if you're lucky. It's nature the way it was meant to be, on its own terms. Back in the capital, Monrovia, there's more to uncover. The Ducor Palace Hotel, once a symbol of wealth and power, now stands as a skeletal monument of a different era. Walk through its crumbling halls, peer over balconies once reserved for presidents and diplomats. It's haunting and beautiful. Nearby, Waterside Market hums with a different kind of energy. Colorful fabric stalls, handmade jewelry, spices, and wooden carvings. You don't just shop here. You talk, you laugh, you connect. Liberians are storytellers, and they'll welcome you like family. If you follow global football, the name George Weah rings loud. But before he was lifting trophies in Europe, he was just a kid in Claratown, a poor neighborhood in Monrovia. Born in 1966, he played barefoot on dusty streets, kicking balls stitched together from rags and tape. That raw talent caught the eye of a Liberian coach. In the 1990s, Weah lit up Europe, playing for Paris Saint-Germain, AC Milan, and Chelsea. Fast, fearless, and clinical on the field, he became a symbol of African excellence. Then came 1995. George Weah became the first, and still only, African to win the FIFA Ballon d'Or, beating legends of the era. Neither Didier Drogba nor Samuel Eto'o ever matched that milestone. But his story didn't end with a final whistle. In 2018, George Weah became president of Liberia. From rags to riches, and then from global fame to public service, Weah's journey is a rare kind of full circle. His presidency hasn't been without challenge, but to millions, his rise is proof that in Liberia, dreams are real currency. So you've explored Liberia's beaches, jungles, flavors, and festivals. But now you're wondering, what's it like to actually live here? If you're renting a one-bedroom apartment in downtown Monrovia, expect to pay between $500 to $1,000 a month. Outside the city, the cost drops, more like $200 to $500. Local meals are easy on the wallet. You'll spend around $5 to $10 for hearty dishes like jollof rice, pepper soup, or grilled fish. Groceries run between $200 to $300 monthly. Unless you're buying imported brands, those can drive the bill up fast. Getting around? Taxis and keke motorbikes zip through the streets for just $1 to $3 a ride. But be warned, gas is pricey, hovering around $5 a gallon. Electricity and utilities fall between $100 to $200 per month, though power cuts are frequent and most people rely on fuel-powered generators. Internet access is improving, but still slow by global standards, costing $50 to $150 monthly, depending on speed and location. So what's the total? For a comfortable lifestyle, expect to spend anywhere from $1,000 to $2,500 per month. That includes rent, transport, food, and some flexibility for leisure or surprises. Living in Liberia means embracing the mix, the rhythm, the resourcefulness, the rawness. It's a place where modern life meets wild tradition, where nothing is handed to you, but a lot is offered if you stay curious. We've uncovered 12 fascinating facts about Liberia. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to support us by hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel so you won't miss out on our upcoming exciting videos. Your support helps us keep creating better content. Be sure to check out the next video that's showing up on the screen. I'm sure you're going to love it. And don't forget to leave a comment about which country you'd like us to explore next. We're so glad you're here today. Please leave a comment, like the video to support us, and subscribe for more videos. See you soon!